Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I'll show you a science fiction fantasy film, Bright. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The film Bright tackles a relevant issue of racism and police brutality and manages to explain this artistically in cinema. The director used the fantasy world as a metaphor for the rampant injustices in the world. He also did not fail to point out the corruption and wickedness of the authorities that abuse their power to the so-called lower races. Racism is terrible and people should not suffer because of their race. We should learn to live with diversity and respect others no matter what. Take note of the rampant brutality on their world and nuances about their races. This movie made me reflect on how we should change the horrible things around us that make somebody else suffer. The movie starts with a glimpse of the thug life in Los Angeles. Ward and his orc partner, Nick, are ordering lunch. Then suddenly, an orc from the store shoots Ward. He wakes up and his wife prepares coffee for him. Ward finds a piece of napkin in his coffee and his wife explains that they ran out of filters. A fairy is loitering outside of their house and his wife tells him that he should kill it. Still, he refuses and tells the story of his cousin having cantaloupe-sized eyes. He says that they should hire somebody, but his wife says that he is capable and they do not need to pay somebody to do the job. He agrees to kill the fairy. His previous partner is on the news and the man turns it off. The wife remembers the traumatic event of him getting shot. They are about to tongue massage each other, and the fairy continues to make noise. The neighbors watch as the fairy attacks him, and he successfully hits the fairy. The fairy falls to the ground. He crushes the fairy. The man tells his neighbor to continue doing their gangster stuff. His neighbor thanks them for the show. Ward's daughter prepares her things for school. She asks her dad if Ward is in trouble. His daughter insults his partner and explains that orcs are dumb. Nick gives a lesson about races and says that everybody is different. Ward hears a loud thud outside. He goes outside and sees Nick parking. Nick gets out of the car and greets Ward. Ward explains that he put cow manure on his lawn. Nick says that it's human shit from treatment plants. Ward threatens Nick to never come again to his house using a police car. Ward's daughter greets Nick and he greets her back. Nick offers her a ride. Ward is furious and tells Nick to shut up and says the police car is not an Uber. His daughter tells Ward that Nick is a person too. Ward puts up the for sale sign on his lawn and tells his neighbors not to mind him. Ward escorts his daughter to her grandmother. His daughter stares at him. He kneels and asks his daughter why she is sad. His daughter says that his partner is going to get him killed. She hates her dad for being a policeman. Ward rides with Nick in the police car. Nick tells Ward about melatonin helping him sleep. Ward tells him about the nightmares he is having about being shot. Ward blames Nick for the incident. Ward says that they should hit the reset button. Nick agrees and plays orcish music. This irritates Ward and he stops the music. Nick tells him that it is a love song and says that Ward lacks physical love, and he can see it in his face. Nick continues to make faces, and Ward tells him to shut up. Nick drives to Elf Town, which looks like a prosperous city with well-dressed elves and an elegant town. An orc sees Nick and points his tusks. Nick and Ward proceed to the police station. Another policeman tells Ward that he should do something that will make Nick lose his job. Nick listens as they continue talking behind his back. They continue to blame Nick for the accident. Ward explains that he cannot do anything about Nick. Ward defends himself by insulting the other policeman. All of the policemen gather up for a meeting. Nick saves a seat for Ward. A policewoman shows a criminal profile to Nick and says that the criminal is related to him. The police leader begins calling names and assigns each of them for a task. Ward walks up to the leader. The leader immediately tells him no. The police leader explains to Ward that it is not her decision to partner him up with Nick. Nick and Ward continue to patrol. They drive up to an orc gang. Ward asks if they have some involvement with the accident, but the orc denies the accusation. Ward threats of reporting them to authorities. The orc points his finger at the policeman and pretends to shoot them. A dispatcher radios and commands them to go to an active crime scene. Orcs are getting beat up by the policeman. Ward questions Nick about being a policeman, and Nick says that he has wanted to be a policeman ever since he was a kid. The dispatcher commands them to go to another incident. Nick and Ward drive up to the scene. A sheriff is there observing. A crazy man is holding a sword, and Nick tells the man to drop it. The man points the sword at him and threatens them. Ward screams at the man and tells him to drop the sword. They arrest the man. Ward updates the dispatcher, and the sheriff tells them to stay safe. While in the police car, the crazy man pukes and starts speaking in Orcish. Nick loses his focus while driving. Ward asks him what the man is telling them. He said that he was not making any sense. While the internal affairs approach Ward at the car wash, they convince him that Nick is lying. They tell him that he should record Nick's confession about the accident. Ward tries to talk to Nick to make him confess. A dispatcher commands them to go to a scene. The feds interrogated the crazy man earlier. They shave his neck and find a shield of light tattoo. The crazy man explains that he is not their enemy, and the man describes how Layla is trying to bring the Dark Lord back. Ward and Nick respond to the dispatcher's command and go to the place. Somebody begins shooting the policeman. After the long shootout, they successfully shoot the man at the window. They start searching the area and see a lot of burning bodies. They see a corpse on the wall, and they update the dispatcher that there is a possible Bright at their location. Ward and Nick start chasing the elf girl. They catch the girl, and she uses her wand. Ward and Nick are in awe of the wand. The girl begins speaking Elvish, and Nick translates. The elf tells them that they should protect her. The other policeman came to the scene and put the wand in Nick's bag to frame him. Nick continues to interview Tika. The other policeman convinces Ward that he's doing the right thing. Ward agrees to the plan to kill Nick. Ward calls his wife and continues to go to Nick. Ward argues with Nick and points his gun at him. Nick confesses about what happened in the accident, that he catches the wrong orc. The other policemen go out of the building. Ward asks Nick about the positions of the police at their back. Ward shoots all of the policemen behind him. Nick tries to arrest Ward, and Ward explains that they are about to kill him. Ward refuses the arrest. Nick radios the incident. Gangster gangs up on Nick and Ward and asks about the wand. Gangster boss commands his people to get him the wand. Gangster chases them and begins exchanging bullets. Tika shouts at them and tells them to go back, and the elf girl uses her wand to stop the car. It has come to the feds' attention that the policeman found the wand. The Inferni searches the place that the policeman visited. The Inferni pretends to be the authorities and begins interrogating people around the place. Ward, Nick, and Tika hide in an abandoned building. Ward explains to Nick that the other policemen are trying to kill them and do the right thing. Nick says that they should report the incident. Ward says that he is still not sure who are the right people to trust. He says that they should call the sheriff. The gangsters find them and continue to chase them. Nick drops the wand and a man picks it up. The man explodes. Nick carefully puts the wand back in their bag. They continue to run away and find themselves in an orc butchery. They get out and proceed to go into a club. Gangster begins shooting. Nick aims his gun on them and Ward pepper sprays them. The team continues to run from the gangsters. The feds visit the earlier crime scene and begin searching the place. They conclude that Tika is with the two policemen. The two policemen change their clothes to hide their identities. They go to what appears to be a strip club and tell the people there to get out. The gangsters find them and begin to shoot the place with machine guns. The gangster boss offers them a deal for the wand. When they are about to refuse the deal, the Inferni shows up and kills the gangster team. The LAPD shows up, and this allows Ward's team to escape. They go to a convenience store and recover themselves. Nick applauds the bravery of Ward, but he seems not to be confident about his position right now, but Nick continues to praise him. The sheriff goes to the convenience store. Ward explains that they have a wand and the other policemen are corrupt. The sheriff calls the feds as the Inferni tracks their location. Nick asks the feds not to be punished for what he did. The feds agree. The sheriff directs them to handcuff each other. The Inferni finds them and kills the sheriff. Tika gets the keys of their handcuffs and frees them. The Inferni continues to attack them, and they fight back. It is an incredible fight scene with a lot of exhibitions and guns. They eventually have the chance to run away, but the orcs catch them. The orc boss tells his backstory of all races living together in harmony and humans messing it up. The orc boss asks them about the wands, and they continue to deny that they have them. The orcs torture Ward and Nick, but they still deny that they have the wand. The orc boss commands his son to kill Nick. The son reveals that Nick is the policeman that helps him, and he cannot kill him. The orc boss continues to kill Nick, and Nick falls into the hole. The elf girl uses her wand to resurrect Nick. Nick now resurrects and ascends from the hole. The orcs begin calling Nick the fulfillment of a prophecy. They discover that the elf girl is a Bright, and the girl starts speaking in English. Nick thanks the girl for resurrecting him and asks about the Inferni's plan. The girl talks about her past and how she manages to escape the Inferni. The girls look sick, and she asks them to take her home, meaning the earlier crime scene. She explains that they should put him in the pool there. They steal a car. Ward plans to take the girl to a hospital, but Nick tells him that they are in a prophecy and should follow the girl's instructions. They proceed to go into the place, but the Inferni is way ahead of them. The Inferni attacks them, and they begin using the weapons on the place to defend themselves. They bomb one of the Inferni and stab the other one. Ward manages to hold Layla, and Nick shoots her. They put the elf girl into the pool. Layla heals her bullet wounds. Layla strangles Nick and gets the wand. Layla pulls Tika out of the pool and speaks to her in Elvish. Nick shoots Layla, and she lets go of the wand. Ward gets the wand, and surprisingly, he does not explode because he is also a Bright. Ward uses the wand against Layla. Ward looks for Tika, but he can't find her. The authorities respond to the scene. Ward and Nick manage to get out of the burning building. An orc blades his palm, marking the blooding of Nick. Ward teases Nick of being a big dog that he is now blooded. The authorities retrieve the wand. Ward and Nick wake up in their hospital bed and Ward cuffed to his bed frame. Nick explains that the authorities see him as dangerous. Nick runs his mouth and explains to the feds the happenings of their adventurous night. The feds disregard him and ask Ward to give a statement. Ward tells a false statement and hides the magical truth so that they can continue to live in peace. The authorities award Nick, Ward, and the fallen policeman. Ward sees Layla along with the crowd, and that is where our film ends. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your fun for today.